welcome to another episode on Avondale Horsham Railway. Now this is going to be quite a long-winded episode. I've done a weathering job on this class 47. It's actually a Graham Farish 47 numbered 47096 in BR blue. As you can see, this is the finished thing how it looks now. So what we'll do, we'll go back in time, and I'll take you through the process of how I weather them, how to do the detailing. It's not everyone's cup of tea. I'm not saying it's right. It's how I like to do them. But if you've got other ways of doing it, then do it your way. But this is just to show how I do it. So yeah, let's get into it. So here we go, guys. First thing I'd like to do on the model itself is use some masco, and just to mask off any areas I don't want to get any. I've already unclipped the bogies, by the way, because they are a little bit of a faff to get off because they need to come off. So a bit of a masco over the windows and any other bits of detail that you don't want to get any paint on or airbrush mark. So on the glazing especially. On that window. Bit on this window here. Obviously the front. What I'll do, we'll just do this side just to show you, and then I'll speed up the frame to get to the next stage. That's that one done. Side windows. Brilliant stuff, this. Saves a lot of trouble cleaning if you make a mistake or slip or whatever. A bit there. A bit of this one. Excuse the croakiness, I'm full of a cold. Horrible, my chest is killing me. So excuse me if I have a bit of a coughing fit, because I might do. Oh, a bit more on this one. I'm just trying to make sure you can see all this. That one. That one. See, what I'll do afterwards is if I want to add a little bit of dusty windows or muck, I'll use weathering powders rather than use the airbrush, because the airbrush is a bit too uniform sometimes. So, and you can tell it's an airbrush. So there's the gauge down there on the boxes, that'll be the fuel gauge. So just a little blob on that, and then I'll do the front windows. A bit more. Might as well go over the windscreen wiper. Oh, excuse me. Okay, this one. Like so. So any areas you don't want to get paint on, use Masco. And what it does, it sets like a rubber. So then when you've done everything, you're happy with it, you can just get some tweezers and just from the corner, it'll just peel off and you'll have your nice clean glazing. So I'll speed up the frame so you'll meet me at the next stage. Okay, next bit I like to do is the paint the wheels. I use rail match, sleeper grime. It's what probably most used colour and maybe range across model railway. You can make your own up acrylic if you wanted. This is enamel, but it has a good adhere to the wheels. It stinks, so bear in mind, don't be whiffing it in a lot. So I'll just show you just a little bit. Try not get it on anywhere where the wheels touch the rail, obviously, because you will have to clean it off. You will have problems running afterwards. Hope you guys can see this properly, because I've got a new tripod for the phone, because I use my phone for doing all these video uploads. Just a bit easier. Let's do this one. Like that. Okay, and I'll just speed up the frame again and I'll see you at the next bit. And what also I like to do is just get a bit of matte black, and just apply a little bit on the brass contacts here. It just dulls them down a little bit so you can't see through the bogie frames. It's just a little bit of extra detail. You don't have to do it if you don't want, if you're not confident of doing it, but you know, it just getting rid of that bit there, right up to the edge of the wheel. I mean, you can take the wheels off if you want to and paint the wheels, but I just like keeping them in situ. It's a bit less work. Just that bit. Put a bit on the. I don't think you'll put any on that bit anyway, but and a bit on this one here. Just to show you what it'll look like. that'll dry matte finish. So once it's all been weathered, it will blend in, and it will certainly look better than that showing through the bogie frames. Okay, I'll see you at the next bit. Okay, it's time to do some bits on the body. Now, a lot of modelers maybe give it a matte varnish coat first, just to protect it in case they decide to take all the weathering back off in a later date or for whatever reason. I'm not really going to do that. I'm not too fussed. Once it's weathered, it will stay weathered. So I'll go over with a matte varnish once all the everything's been applied, and I'm happy with it. So now it's time to start picking out some detail on the roof. So in here is just a black wash. And what I didn't do, which I went back over and did just off screen, is because it does have lights. It has head code lights and tail lights. I just put a bit of masco over these just in case I go over them with too much weathering or paint or whatever, and otherwise I'm knackered and I'm not getting it off. So I've made sure you mask up your lights as well. I didn't include that, so there you go. So here we go. Just again, this is a black wash. I've just made it up. As you can see, it's the roof is full of detail. So I want to highlight all these vents, grills, door shuts, door lines, foot tread down there, around the window, in between, on every outer edge of these panels, the fans, the exhaust ducts, everywhere. We're going to go over it with this panel line wash, just to highlight it. You'll think, what a mess, but later on you'll see with some cotton buds how you take it off. Everard Junction does a similar. It is similar to what Everard Junction done. I've watched a lot of his videos and applied my own techniques as well. But he simplified it down, and many use it, and so have I. So again, this is a case of putting it all on, like so. We're going to renumber this, but in all fairness, I can't be bothered. I think it's a Southern loco when I googled it. 47096. We're going to have a look for a local 47, maybe pass through Manchester, Victoria, but I'm going to leave it, and I'll just detail and weather it. So there's some of the grills and vents done there, and as you can see already, it's just picked out a lot of that detail. What it was there, but you couldn't really see it because it's all one colour. So I'll just show you a bit on the roof, all the other shut lines. So let's start here, down there, down there. I will be going over the top of it with my airbrush once I've taken off the excess. Down there, down there. This is just acrylic, by the way. This isn't enamel. So if you do make a mega mistake, you can easily get it off. Down there. I'll just run that down that one, so there's less paint on, and I can do it down there. Bit on there. Okay, so I'll carry on and then meet you again at the next stage. Okay, now the next bit is to start taking some of this off. Now you're not going to take all of it off, because what you're going to do, you're going to leave little bits of the black panel wash in the detail, and when you do start taking it off, which you'll see, you'll get the streaking effect that you have when grime runs down the side of the loco. So in here is just acrylic paint thinners, which is basically my own mix. So about 60% water, 40% isopropanol, and a flow agent, which I use glycerin, just a few blobs of glycerin, and it gives it a nice flow for when you're airbrushing, but I also use it for doing this. So self-explanatory. Cotton buds, Q-tips, whatever you want to call them. Bit in there, take the excess off, and you just go in, probably a bit too much there. You only need a little bit because you don't want to take it all off. Going down the loco, you just, as you can see, you might think it's going to take all of it off, which it probably will, but then when you go over it with the airbrush and add the other layer of roof dirt on top, they're still highlighted in it, and the effect's really, really good. As I said, Everard Junction does this, so I've applied it to end scale. Crap, some of these absolute pants they are. Let's try this one. It's better. So there we go. Go with the side, the same way as it'd rain and it'd run down. You don't want to go that way because you'll get nasty strokes and you'll make a mess. But just nice and dry. Oh, look at that! They're rubbish, aren't they? Absolute rubbish. I think I might have to get some new ones. I think we'll manage. I think we'll manage just with this. So I'll just take it down. I mean, come on. 1 minute. 1 minute. Because we have got soft makeup sponges. I think these might be a bit better. I'm going to put a little bit on. That's better. It's actually a bit easier as well. So, see. No, it's doing it. It don't matter if that gets dirty because you're gonna add to the effect anyway. Yeah, the rubbish and Q-tips because it's leaving. Make sure you get decent ones. They're rubbish. It's leaving all lint and fluff off them anyway, so forget them. Get some better ones. But this is working well. Just dab the excess off. I don't want this really with that Q-tips. Bad move, Floyd. Anyway, we'll sort that out in a bit, but you get the idea. Just go down the sides of the loco. I'll just give you a quick close-up shot in a minute. Let's turn it on its side again. Go down the sides. And gives it that streaky effect. You're not taking it off, you just, because what it's doing is it's leaving it in all the corners, the crevices. Oh God, I bloody made a right mess with that flipping buds. Good job I don't use any of my ears neither. Already you can see what that's created. See these here, they've been clean, but they've still got remains of grime. Okay, so I'll just crack on with that and then meet you at next point, innit? Okay, so what else I like to do is just add a little bit of rust in places. Let's face it, these class 47s were rock boxes being used and abused across the network. By the time they got to the end of their life, there was pretty much had it. So all I do is Again, I'm using just some of this mega acrylic rust colour, which I've showed before you get it in a set. Just literally tiny bit. We'll just dilute it a bit. Just bring that down here. It's really, you want it kind of like a wash, because it'll stand out like a sore thumb. I tend to just make it a bit lighter, a bit thinner, I should say, rather than thick. And all I do is just so around the window, just like that. Again, this bottom of the door, like a typical Ford of a VW camper. That's what I've got. Yeah, I've got a T2 bare window, 1979 Volkswagen camper. It needs a bit of work doing, but it's still drivable. Whatnot. I'm going down to Santa Pub this year for the bug jam. But that's another story. So again, bit of rust around there. We'll do some around the bottom of the door. And these footsteps here, it's a bit there. And you could always add a little bit on the bottom. Like that. The edge, because they did show up a bit of rust here and there along the bottom and all. Let's do a bit around that window. This is why I said mask up your window, because all that'll peel off later, it'll be fine. Let's do a bit around here. And then when that dries, you can take the excess off again with the streaking method. But generally speaking, it looks quite good when you don't. Already you can see where I've been with it. Okay, so we're now on to a bit of airbrushing. What we're going to do is going to give a coat of sleeper grime to the bogies, which are on cocktail sticks ready, and a bit of sleeper grime on the battery box, on the fuel tanks, underneath the loco, maybe just a little bit along the bottom edge of the body, and the front buffer beam. Now the buffer beam, one side is going to have detail. I couldn't find the detail pack, so what I'm going to do is make my own. I've done it many times on a lot of my locos. It's quite easily to just knock together, and I've got some bits of bought for added detail of vacuum hoses and whatnot. So we'll do that when it's finished. But for now, we'll just get the paint in the airbrush. The airbrush I use is one of these. Let me just zoom out a minute. I can't remember how much I paid for it. It was no more than about 50 quid, and honestly, it is absolutely mint. I mean, I've used a professional hard I can't remember what they were called, and it weren't very good. But this thing's got spare needles, spare cups, loads of other bits in it. It's absolutely mint. It's good enough for what I want. So the compressor is switched on. Sorry, you'll hear it kicking. Yeah, so again, using a bit of rail match. 50%, it's enamel, so you need enamel thinners. So 50% enamel thinners and 50% paint will give you a good covering. What I do is just back blast it in the cup and mix it once you put it in. Let's move the local out of the way first. Just get these. I've got my block there ready. Oh, I need turning down a bit. Oh, there we go. Now remember, it's enamel. I have got a spray booth. But just for video purposes, I'm doing this, so I will be doing one on opening my loft window because, as you can see, I'm doing this as well. So yeah, let's just do this bit, and then I can let it vent out a bit and get on to the next bit. Okay, I'm back. Now the stench is gone. Bloody hell, it's awful enamel. So, back onto some acrylic. What I want to do now is just run some roof dirt over the top of the loco. Because obviously they get absolutely caked. They attempt to clean them down the sides, cab, windows and whatnot. But the roof, totally neglected. But I'm using rail match roof dirt, so I'll just get a bit in the airbrush. I'll probably add a little bit to the bogie frames as well, just for a bit of a variation in colour and tones. Again, it's just 50% paint, 50% thinners. Just let me get some tissue. Just give it a backwash. Just move this out to wait a minute, see what it's like. think what's happening is I think my condenser's knackered. Yeah, there's no coming on now. That's better. Nice and easy. I think I might be happy with that. Yeah, just a little bit there. And then just for a bit of variation. Just pop that out of the way a minute. And then just bring the bogies back. It just breaks up the same colour all the way through, so it's not too uniform. Graham Farish, when they do their own weathering, I think they just blast everything with a faded type of rail match, sleeper grind, or whatever it is they use. You know, I've took some weathering off one of those standard locals and I made it look better, because some of them are really bad. That's a bit better. Okay, I'll get cleaned up. This airbrush again. I just need to add a little bit of black just to do the exhaust ports on top of the roof, and maybe a bit around the fans and whatnot. So I will catch up on that bit. So a bit of black got in the airbrush now. Around the fans, exhaust ports. And what we'll do is just a bit of extra detail on there. And the bogies. And that'll do. Okay, see you the next bit, guys. Okay, so I'm on the next day of doing this project. I had to let everything dry. It got dead late last night. I started having a coughing fit, so I thought, you know what, start again following day, and we'll get it boxed off. So before I carry on, I thought I would just give it a coat of some matte varnish. Because obviously your fingerprints, your grease and everything, you're handling them a lot. They'll start to rub off, and it'll show. So we'll get some matte varnish on. I'm going to be using again some Real Match acrylic matte varnish. But first, I want to do, because I had to clean some of the wheels last night. I just give it a bit of a try on the way out. And some of the wheels were caked up a little bit with overspray and whatnot, so I took them off, give them a bit of a clean, and I don't want to get any varnish on the wheels again. So what I'll do, just put a bit of masking tape over the wheels, like so. A bit that side. What I have done as well, I've taken one of the buffer beams off, because I am going to detail just one side up, because this is going to be used on a rake. So we'll add all the necessary excuse me, screw link couplings and vacuum hoses and whatnot. So I'll show you all that bit in a bit. But first, let's just get some varnish on this loco to reduce, and it can be drying actually as well while we do some other bits, and it'll just give it that bit of protection. Right, let's crack on. Okay, so we're up to the final bit now, doing the buffer beads detail. I'm using these. I got a few of these, bought some sorted vacuum pipes and that from Langley Models, but one of these vacuum pipes, it's spot on, just to mimic what the buffer beam would look like on a class 47. In there also is some screw link couplings from These are from Airbrush. Now sadly Airbrush are gone, but I bought a load of this stuff. Bought it a while ago actually. Don't know if you can see that. Screw link couplings, so I bought a few of these, and some coupling hooks, and the other bits of pipe work, what you see at the front, I make my own, just using a bit of styrene rod. I'm not sure what this is. It's like point 0.2, 0.3 of a mil diameter, something like that. So what I'll do, I'll do it all. I'll fit everything and I'll paint it, because you're not going to be able to see me really do this bit. My hands are going to be in the way, and it's so tiny and fiddly. So what I'll do, we'll get back to the video once I've done it. I'll get it all back together, get the bogie frames back on, get this buffer beam back on. We'll get it back on the track, and we'll have a look at what the finished product is like. Okay, I'll see you in a bit. So just before I paint up the all the hoses on the buffer here, I just thought I'd show you how it looks. I'm trying to, you can make that out. Very difficult for it to see. We got the screw link coupling on, some vacuum hoses. There we go, that's a bit better. There we go. So what I'll do, I'll paint them up. Like I say, paint them up, get it all back together in the loco, and you'll see how it looks when it's on the layout. Right, I'll see you in a bit. So there we go, guys, back on the layout. It's all back together. Quite impressed how it's turned out, actually. It's better than I thought. Engage is quite hard to detail and to weather with them being so small. But yeah, what I'll do, we'll get it hooked up onto some rolling stock and watch it round the layout. So there you go, guys. I hope you enjoyed the video. Like I said, it was quite a long process, and took a while to get it all together, doing each stage. Spread out over 2 days, to be honest. I have a cold while I've been doing it as well, so I had to stop last night pretty late because I get coughing. So, but yeah, let's move on to the next video of probably doing some scratch building around the layout. I'll pick a project, I'll have a look at what needs to be addressed, and we'll probably get that filmed and get it out to you. So thanks, guys, once again, and I shall see you soon for another episode. Bye for now.